No, the wind picked up more and more as the game went on.
Yeah.
And there was a deal right there in the second half that we thought about kicking a field goal, but it had been a 37-yarder. And there's a strong wind right in our face,
yeah.
and I just didn't feel good about it.
No, you could see some of the kickoffs going from the north end of the field to the south end of the field. They'd hit their apex, and it was straight down.
Yeah, and that gave a little confidence to Tomislav.
Well, what do you have, four touchbacks?
Yeah, he had 4 touchbacks, and hey, that's what we that's what he put him on scholarship for. We want them touchbacks.
Now, do we say, is it Deresic?
Deresic. Yeah.
Okay, well, I had to correct my play-by-play commentator. Matt Kibler said it was Deresic, so say it again.
Tomislav Deresic.
Deresic. Okay, I got it. All right, your first touchdown of the game, a screen pass from Dan Pitts to Jeremy Ortiz. He takes it 32 yards to the house. It's just a one-play, 32-yard drive. That was right after the McCorkle hit and fumble, right?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And it was good to have Ortiz back. We didn't have him against Finley. He had an injury, and he came back this week and had a great game for us. And he's one of those running backs that can do a lot of things out of the backfield for us. And I think we got 2 guys right there, him and James Hall. We could line them up at receiver even and play a little bit with them. But what a great touch pass that Dan Pitts threw to him right there on that screen, and then he had a second touchdown reception later that Dan hit him in the back of the end zone with a perfect pass. Yeah.
So you guys are up 10-0 at the end of the first quarter, feeling pretty good about things. And then Notre Dame College comes back in the second quarter and a 22-yard touchdown pass at Jack Foy, and then a 41-yard field goal with the wind at his back, and all of a sudden you're tied back up at 10-10 again.
Sure. I mean, it's football. You're not gonna win the game in the first or second quarter, that's for sure. But you got to be in there. You can't lose it in the first or second quarter.
Well, how nice was it to get that 40-yard touchdown pass from Dan Pitts to Obadiah Dykes with 1:16 left? There a 7-play, 77-yard drive to take that momentum into the locker room with a 17-10 lead.
Oh, it was great, and I think it gave a lot of confidence to not only Dykes because he continued to blossom from there, and as well as Dan Pitts. That was Dan's second touchdown pass going into halftime right there, and we knew we were getting the ball coming back out.
Yeah,
so big momentum swing for us, and I thought that. With that, we can go in at halftime and make a few adjustments, and our guys knew that we come out and score on the opening drive, that we'd have the game in our hands right there.
Well, the first drive of the second, first score of the second half comes from Notre Dame College at Pedro Powell, a 1-yard touchdown run, and then the extra point was blocked after the 12-play, 60-yard drive.
Another big play. I tell you what, our special teams, between field goal blocks and punt blocks, I think we're up to about 6 for the season now. And you might say it's just 1 point, but they had a chance to tie the game right there, 17-17. We blocked that extra point and still kept the lead right there.
Absolutely. And then Jeremy Ortiz, a 14-yard touchdown pass from Dan Pitts. So you're running back Ortiz with 2 touchdown catches in the ballgame.
Yeah, we had a nice drive we put together right there, and Dan led us all the way down the field, and we'd worked on this ball with Ortiz kind of in the back of the end zone all week, and that's when I was referring to earlier that Dan made a nice throw, nice touch pass to the back of the end zone.
And then Notre Dame College comes back, Jack Foy again, this time on the ground, a 2-yard run, and 11-play, 75-yard drive, 3 minutes and 15 seconds, and they tried to go for 2 and do not get it, so your team still has a 2-point lead.
Right. Yeah, and I thought that was big too. I mean, they drove down the field and answered pretty fast. And, they wanted to go for 2 because of the missed extra point earlier. And our defense, I think that's the one we tipped the ball or knocked it away there.
Yeah.
And, again, it kind of helps momentum swing. I mean, they got a chance to tie the game up, and yet we stand, and hold our ground one more play. And we had a 2-point lead right there, and feeling pretty good considering they just marched down the field and scored.
That's where I was going to get to, Coach. It's got to be nice to see your defense respond after it was 11-play, 75-yard drive. So they marched right down the field, got that touchdown. But then when the defense needed to stand pat to keep the lead, they were able to do the job.
Well, I tell you what, we had that was a long drive for them, but they had 2 penalties that kept that drive going, and both of them being pass interference calls, and obviously part of the game, but happy to see the defense, like you said, kind of respond right there. So I wouldn't call that a cheap drive by no means, because we would take the same thing if we had the ball.
Sure you would.
But
points are points.
You're right. But, those 2 penalties, really hurt us and kept them on the field right there.
And what a great game-clinching drive for your kids. Ends up with a 35-yard field goal from Seth Pico at the 5:26 mark of the fourth period. But 12 plays, 63 yards, and you use up a third of the clock in the fourth quarter. So that's a great way to finish the ball game.
Yeah, probably the biggest play of the game, we got the ball back with just under 5 minutes. And we had a false start, and then we had a 3rd and 14. And I tell you what, Dan made a nice throw to Opadiah. He caught it and converted that 3rd and 15. Well, then they had 3 timeouts left, and we really wanted to run the clock out, so we forced them to use their 3 timeouts and put us into a 4th and 1.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd stack the box all night long, and we caught a little, basically naked for our tight end there. And Dan Pitt stood in the pocket with a guy coming right at him, got big and threw it over him, and our tight end caught the ball for the first down. And that last series right there, I was very proud because we'd struggled in 3rd down conversions all day.
Sure, yeah.
Primarily because we were in 3rd and long. But for us to convert that 3rd and long and then get another first down was tremendous. And we'd called a timeout right there, and I brought the offensive line over there and said, "Hey, this is where you make your money. This is where you make your money right here." Because we contemplated on trying to pooch kick and pin them deep, and they had about a minute and a half, to go to the field. But I know if we get that first down right there, we could end the game right then and there and not worry about having to play defense.
And you spoke of Dan Pitt standing there tall, and you can see it in the press box. You can see when he is throwing the ball confident, as stepping in and making the throw, and sometimes maybe he's a little tentative, but you can really tell when he's confident and stepping in and just being the quarterback and making the throw.
Yeah, and I think he had confidence in our tight end right there. He knew, because we'd practiced that play a lot, that he'd catch it, and he knew that they were stacking the box to defend the run. But Dan played a great ball game. Like I said, there's probably about 5 throws that he wishes he'd had back, and it had never been a close game. But part of it, was it a perfect game? No, but we're very excited about the win. I think it's a lot of hard work pays off, and that's good for the young team to see.
Yeah.
But we can be that much better.
Sure.
If we can continue to take steps forward and learn from our mistakes, we can score on anybody.
That's another rung on the ladder to success, that's for sure. Well, and success was recognized by OhioCollegeFootball.com as the Dragons were named the Ohio College Football Team of the Week this week. So congratulations to you and your kids.
Thank you. They're very excited about that. Hey, we'll take every bit of recognition we can get.
Absolutely. This is the Gary Goff Show on WTTF, Cool FM 93.3 and WTTF.com. We'll step aside and take a break. When we come back, we're going to have a couple guests on the show tonight. We got a whole another football game to preview. Take a look around the GLIAC as well. So stick around. More of the Gary Goff Show coming your way next here on WTTF and Cool FM 93.3 as well as WTTF.com.